Hi, good evening. How many of you would like to take smaller market exposure in commodity markets? मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था, आप में से कितने लोग छोटा कमोडिटी का मार्केट एक्सपोजर लेना चाहते हैं? यानी कि क्रूड आज एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, वन लॉट ऑफ क्रूड is let's say 6,000 rupees per barrel, which is 6 lakhs, but want to take a smaller exposure. Please type me in the chat box, me in the chat box. I'm just seeing parallel in my phone also. I'm looking into the chat. I request participants to just type me in the chat box in case you want to take a smaller market exposure in commodity markets. Yeah, I can see some chats. Yeah, Amit, thank you. Prakash, thank you. And how many of you would like to trade commodity futures with smaller margin? I request you to type me again in the chat box. So great. I can see a few more me's. Thanks for that response. And friends, my answer for both the questions that you want to trade smaller market exposure with smaller margins, the answer is mini contracts, commodity mini contracts. So it helps in taking exposure with smaller margin, where you require smaller margins, and also the contract value is very small. My name is Ramesh Varkhedkar. I head commodities and currencies at ICICI Securities. And I welcome you all to today's webinar on mega opportunity in mini contracts for commodities. So just to give a background, we had these mini contracts trading on MCX till Jan 2020, till the time the SEBI took off these contracts and only mega contracts were available. And when it was trading till Jan 2020, almost mini contracts volume used to be 30 to 35% of the total MCX commodity volumes. And now we have these mini contracts back available for trading with us. There has been a lot of discussions which happened with SEBI, and after a span of 3 years, SEBI has allowed mini contracts again. Last month, we had 3 launches of mini contract. There was a launch of zinc mini contract, aluminum mini contract, lead mini contract in the month of February. So after launch of 3 base metal mini contracts in the month of February, MCX launched the darling of the market, which was crude mini contract, which was very big in volumes and number of trades on 3rd of March. And yesterday, that is 13th of March, we have gone live with another mini contract, which is natural gas mini contract. So now we have a bouquet of almost 5 mini contracts which are available for to trade, which have been relaunched. When I say relaunched, the base metals, lead, zinc, aluminum, and crude oil are relaunched, but there's a new addition to the basket, which is natural gas, which was not there as a mini contract before. But I'm sure those who trade in commodity markets track natural gas and how volatile it is. So this is a new addition, and you have a natural gas mini contract also to trade on commodity platform now. Yeah. Just to tell you, when I say mini contract, now I'm referring mini contracts, saying that these are mini contracts compared to the mega contracts which were there. All the base metals, 3 base metals, which is lead, zinc, and aluminum, are 1/5 of the mega contract, 1/5 of the size. And crude oil is 1/10 of the size of the mega contract. And natural gas, again, is 1/5 of the size of the mega contract. Now I'm referring this to mega contract, but my firm belief is 3 to 6 months down the lane, everybody will start referring mini contract and say mega contracts is 5 times bigger or 10 times bigger, because these are the contracts which are really, really good for a retail investor, and with a smaller margin, he'll be able to trade, right? In the meantime, can I just request you to type me in the chat box in case you have traded commodities ever? So I just want to understand before I take it ahead, saying that just want to know how many of you have already been trading in commodities. You can just type me, me in the chat box. Jagdish Singh ji says me. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Let me just share a presentation that I have on mini contracts. Thanks, Pankaj Arora ji. Just tell me in case my screen is visible.
Yeah, visible, sir.
Great, thank you. So this is what is the agenda today: mega opportunity in mini commodity contracts. So there's just a recap who all have been trading in commodities markets. So we have traders, we have hedgers, we have arbitragers, right? But this mini contract would be really, really easy for all those retail customers who would like to trade with a smaller margin. I hope you understand smaller margin, smaller risk, obviously, right? And earlier, if at all you look at, as I mentioned, crude oil, one lot was 100 barrels. And today, let's say crude is trading at 6,000 rupees per barrel. The value of one lot was 6 lakh rupees, right? And the margin requirement is almost close to 30%. So today's margin requirement is 2 lakh rupees for a crude contract. And in case some retail investor has to take a position, he or she had to shell out that 2 lakhs as margin and take a position in crude oil. Now, with mini contracts coming in, which is 1/10 the size of that mega contract, one can trade 10 barrels. Earlier, it was 100 barrels. Now it is 10 barrels. So obviously, when I say smaller contract, instead of 100 barrels, 10 barrels, obviously the margin also comes down from 2 lakhs to 20,000 only. So is it good or good? So now we have a product where one can trade with just a margin of 20,000 rupees in crude, which is almost 65 to 70% of the commodity markets. So that's the new development which has happened, and crude oil has been pretty active. And just to share, day for yesterday, MCX did all-time ever volumes. I'm sure that would be the case with many brokers like us, right? MCX did 1,51,000 crore single-sided volume. Yeah. So moving ahead, I just wanted to summarize. So we have, these are all the new mini contracts which are available. The first one is crude oil. As I said, the lot size here is 10 barrel. And if at all you compare with the regular contract, is 1/10 of that. Margin requirement would be just 20,000 rupees. And the quote, what is there on the screen, is per barrel. जो आपको स्क्रीन पे भाव दिखता है वो एक बैरल का भाव है. फॉर एग्जांपल स्क्रीन पे आपको दिखेगा क्रूड ऑयल 6000, उसका मतलब आप मेगा ट्रेड करोगे तो 6000 इंटू 100 विच इज 6 लाख रुपीज. अगर आप मिनी ट्रेड करोगे 6000 रुपए इंटू 10 बैरल विच इज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का वैल्यू हो गया सिर्फ 60,000 रुपया, राइट? उसका 30% इज अप्रोक्सीमेटली 20,000 ऑफ मार्जिन. तो मिनी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के अंदर 1 रुपी का मूवमेंट होता है तो हार जीत इज 10 रुपीज बिकॉज द लॉट साइज इज 10. Right, so that's what is the advantage here. Moving ahead, the next one which is traded largely is natural gas. The main contract was 1250 MMBTU, million British thermal units. Now the mini contract, as I said, is 1/5 of that, which is just 250 million British thermal units, which is 1/5 of the regular size. Again, the margin requirement is close to 25,000 rupees. And here the quotation of the price is 1 MMBTU. So uska matlab, if at all you are seeing today, I'm just looking at the screen, and today's natural gas price is 224 rupees per MMBTU. So that means mini contract value would be approximately 2.8 lakhs, 1/5 of that, which is roughly say close to 40,000-50,000 rupees would be the value, 60,000 rupees would be the value, and margin requirement would be 17,000 to 18,000 rupees. So that's the mini contract on natural gas. Here the tick size will be of 10 paise. So 1 rupee movement will give you a gain or loss of 250 rupees. And let me tell you, natural gas and crude oil both are very, very volatile. Right. So just to highlight, which is not there on the screen, there is a daily price range which is given. If at all it moves by 4%, then exchange moves the DPR ahead to 6%. Right. And if at all it breaches that 6%, then it goes to 9%. And there is a cooling off period of 15 minutes in between that. So one has to be aware of that, because many a times crude oil or natural gas hit 7%, 8% on 10% in a day also. That would be the movement in a day. Moving ahead, in base metals, we have aluminum mini. The main contract is of 5 metric tons. Now here it's of 1 metric ton, which is 1000 kg, 1/5 of the main contract, all the three: aluminum mini, lead mini, and zinc mini. And margin requirement is close to 20,000 to 30,000 rupees. Every 1 rupee movement will give you a gain or loss of 1,000 rupees for this 1000 kg contract. So that's about these new mini contracts which have been launched. And at the same time, I just wanted to highlight, we already had those mini contracts for bullion. Since I'm talking about mini, I'm also talking about the opportunities which are there available in mini. So we have gold mini, which is a 100-gram contract. We have a gold guinea, which is a 8-gram contract. Gold petal, which is a 1-gram contract. And gold petal is the smallest contract, where the contract value itself is today 5,700 rupees, and margin requirement is 570 rupees. So awesome contract, right? If somebody wants to try out at 500 rupees, this is the one contract what anybody can look into, understand commodity markets, and then trade into larger contracts. So we also have mini silver, right, which is 5 kg contract, and silver micro. So these are all the mini small contracts now available in commodities, right, where one can take exposure, diversify their portfolio, trade into these commodities. I know I've been sharing these slides and talking. what I request is, in case you have any questions, just type those questions in the chat box, and we will be able to answer them. Yeah, moving ahead. Right. Why mini contracts? I'm sure everybody would be aware of this. I come from a FMCG background. I've sold soaps and detergents. So there is a large bottle of shampoo and there are a lot of mini shampoos which are there. So these are good entrant, right? In one, instead of putting 2 lakh rupees and understanding how a crude contract work, one can just invest 20,000 rupees towards margin and understand these mini contracts, how they trade. And once they get that expertise and experience, they can move to larger contracts, right? That could be one of the reasons. Second thing is, let's say my appetite is only of investing 1 lakh rupees, but I do understand how the crude oil prices move, right? Russia-Ukraine crisis, and I feel that the inventories are going down, the prices may go up. I want to trade in crude oil, but the margin requirement is pretty high, 2 lakh. Now with this mini contracts, I can trade 2 lots, 3 lots, 5 lots, right? I can, in case I have only 1 lakh rupees, I can take 5 lots of position and trade in these crude oil contracts. Or it can be also a good tool to manage risk, right? Instead of me buying 1 lot of crude mega contract by investing 2 lakh rupees, and in case I want to book my profit, I have to exit my entire position because I have taken only 1 lot position. But when I have 10 lots of mini contracts and I think that I need to book some profit, I can exit 50% of that, right? I have 10 lots, 5 lots I can exit, and I can take ahead my remaining 5 lots. So that's the advantage of mini contracts. And all these minis, let it be a shampoo, let it be a toothpaste, let it be a detergent or whatever, minis have always been successful because of our population that we have. And it will also help to people to experience and then take it ahead, right? So I believe same could happen in these mini contracts, and they have come at right time. So I feel the year 2024 financial year would be really, really awesome, right? With more number of investors coming in, diversifying their portfolio, getting into commodities, which is a totally different asset class. And also the returns are totally different than what a equity investment or a debt investment gives to a customer. Yeah. Moving ahead, this is what I wanted to discuss on mini options, where the margin requirement is pretty small. But I also wanted to share a few slides on commodity options, right? Commodity options is almost 75 to 78% of the commodity markets now. So this is something which cannot be ignored. And this just used to be 5 to 10% a year ago. And my belief is this may also go the equity way, where 95% plus volumes could happen from options. So few important things that I wanted to highlight, which is different from equity markets. I'm sure many of you would be trading into equity markets and equity options. Here, the options are not options on goods, but options on futures, right? What I mean when I say options on future, the underlying here is nothing but it's a futures contract. So all the option contracts, the price is derived from those futures contract. So before the expiry of the futures contract, 2 days before the option contracts expire. Let me take an example. Today, we are on 15th of March, okay? And tomorrow is crude oil options contract expiry. And 2 days after that, which is 18th, would be the crude future expiry. So crude ka future ka expiry 18th ko hoga, 2 दिन पहले option ka expiry hoga. Yahan tak everybody is clear? I just want to highlight, because this is a little different. Commodity options are different than what are in equity options. Commodity options are not options on goods. Commodity options are futures. So underlying from where the price is derived for these options is the futures price. Yeah, Shivu SB says clear. Okay. Yeah, Jitendra Rathod has got a question. Copper mini available? No, as of now, these are the 3 base metals where we have mini contracts available, which is aluminum, lead and zinc. Copper and nickel, no, as of now, we don't have mini contracts for these 2 base metals, right? I'm just seeing in case there are any more questions.
Okay. Yeah, sir, there are a few questions from audience. I think, thank you. Sure. We are getting very interesting questions. One question I wanted to repeat, it is from Arpit Chandra. Is it how are the liquidity in mini contract as it's beginning?
Yeah, Arpit, hi Arpit, welcome on this webinar. We know each other for a long time, and you have seen how these markets work, right? And we have seen how mini contracts were giving us a lot of large volumes. So as of now, to share with you, aluminum, lead, zinc, MCX is clocking close to 100 crores on a daily basis. Day of yesterday, crude I was tracking, it was again 120 crores. So what I mean to say is it's almost 400, 500 crore market and growing. And it's just the beginning, less than a month of launch, right? For crude and natural gas, it's just been few days or weeks. So definitely liquidity is good, right? One can start entering into these markets. Yeah, I hope I answered. There's another good question. Shivu SB has got a question, says option size, is it changed? Shivu, no. These mini contracts are only futures contract, right? These are mini futures contract, and these are not mini option contracts. So option contract size remain the same. Crude oil options is again still a 100 barrel contract. Natural gas options is still a 1250 MMBTU contract. I hope I answered your questions. Guys, please typing in your questions if there are any. And also tell us in case we are missing out on something that you want to incorporate in our presentation. It need not be only about commodities, but you can also ping. I know this session is only on commodities, but in case there are any other topics that you want ICICIdirect to take up, please do ping here. We'll talk to respective colleagues, and I think we should be able to give what you want, which should help all of you to become better traders. Great. So let me move ahead. So I talked about options on futures. Right, this is what is the difference, and I also explained to you how option contracts expire. So on expiry, since these are options on futures, what will happen is, as per the process, these option contracts get converted or get devolved into futures contract. So let's say if somebody is long call, I bought a call option, and once option expiry happens, so it will get converted to a long future position. होप मैं आपको समझा पाया क्या बताना चाहता हूं. सिमिलरली अगर किसी ने पुट खरीदा है, पुट इज व्हाट मंदी, राइट? अगर किसी ने मंदी किया है और वो ऑप्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सपायर हो गया और उसका ऑप्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इन द मनी है या एट द मनी है, सब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स कन्वर्ट डिवॉल्व नहीं होता है. जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स इन द मनी है और एट द मनी है, वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स फ्यूचर्स में डिवॉल्व होते हैं. किसी ने मंदी किया है बाय गोइंग लॉन्ग ऑन पुट, ही position will get converted to a short future. If somebody has done a short call, it will become converted to a short future. फिर अगर किसी ने तेजी किया है, short put करके put को बेच के तेजी किया है, तो वो convert हो जाएगा long future के अंदर. So again I'm repeating, options are on futures. All these options at expiry as per exchange gets devolved into futures, and ITM and ATM positions will get devolved into futures. यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आ गया? Is it clear? थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है ना, बिकॉज आई नो पीपल हैव बीन ट्रेडिंग इक्विटीज विच इज प्रीटी सिंपल. एक्सपायरी के अंदर ऑप्शन खत्म हो गया एंड देन यू देयर इज अ गेन लॉस, व्हाटएवर इज देयर इट्स डेबिटेड क्रेडिटेड. या सो एट ISEC, बिकॉज वी ऑल हैव रिटेल कस्टमर्स, सो लेट मी मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. जस्ट गिव मी अ सेकंड. या So what we have done, is my calendar visible?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, my next slide is visible. So this is just one example which we have put here, right? So you have, let's first talk about commodity options, right? Let's say one of the option is getting expired. Let's take here we have a gold contract, right? If gold contract is, let's say, futures is expiring on 30th, gold mini contract, right? So last 5 days are for staggered delivery in futures, where one has to give margin. So what we do is, on 24th, before contract gets entered into staggered delivery, we do an end of settlement at 4:30. So any positions which are there in gold futures contract which will move to staggered delivery, जहां पे आपको delivery लग सकता है या delivery देना पड़ता है, to safeguard, because most of our investors are retail and they are here for trading or hedging purposes and not to take a delivery for which they have to go to Ahmedabad. So what I mean to say is, we do a end of settlement on 24th. Similarly, when it comes to options, on the day of expiry of option contract, since at expiry it will devolve into futures, we do a end of settlement at 4:30. I hope I explained you. Options, US happens on the expiry day, and futures before the staggered delivery starts, जहां आपको delivery लेना पड़ेगा या देना पड़ेगा, end of settlement happens at ICICI Securities. Is this clear? If yes, I think we can move ahead. This is one of my favorite slides that I like talking about when I talk about.
I request, sir, before moving to this slide, there are few queries in chat. I think in live chat we can take a few of them.
Yeah, sure. I can see one. Yeah, Jiten, you can say the question. I think we can pick up and answer that.
Yeah. I will just take one by one. Yeah. I think Rajiv Khanna has asked, when is span margin expected in commodities section? So I think we are already live with the span margin, sir, in case you can answer.
Yeah. This question is from Rajiv. When is span margin expected in commodities? Rajiv, right from the day one when we launched commodities, we have been on span margin. So my colleague Jiten will show you once after my presentation. You can show the margin calculator where you can put all your positions and see the margin. And that margin requirement is span margin only. So in commodities, it's only one margin system, which is span margin system. I hope we answered your question, Rajiv Khanna. Yeah, next question I can see. Prashanti Bangam. Sir, there any intraday strategy for crude oil? Yeah, depending upon the markets, there are a lot of strategies. After Jiten's presentation, we have my colleague Rishikesh from research who will talk to you where to see these research calls, and he'll also talk about view and how to trade in these commodities. Yeah. So I request you to be logged in till the end to listen to my colleague Rishikesh. Next question is, can stock pledges be used as margin for commodity trading? This is a question from Pankaj Arora. Arora ji, yes, it's work in progress, and it's just a couple of weeks away where you can use your shares, right, which you can pledge and use it as a margin for commodities. So we are just a couple of weeks away. So you'll get a mail, you'll get a notification on that. So that's also possible. Minimum margin required to trade silver mini contracts. Yeah, this question is from, I can't see the name, but yeah, margin requirement for silver is close to 10%. So you can look at the contract value and one can trade silver mini, micro. Just to tell you, silver micro, which is a 1 kg contract, is largely traded contract, and that has got maximum number of orders where it has been executed till now, right, before the launch of mini. I'm not sure how the dynamics will be after 2-3 months, but currently, if at all you ask me, silver mini is vastly traded contract, silver micro. KVS Babu, what are the mini quotes of crude? Okay, basically, Mr. Babu, it's crude mini. You can type CRUDMI in crude mini, and then you can start trading in that.
Yeah, also at the end of this, in my presentation, I will try to show them the screen where they can find the codes of all the contracts.
Sure. Zafar Iqbal has got a question, how to track news in crude oil and natural gas. My research colleague will cover that. But definitely there's inventory data which comes every Wednesday for crude oil, which is tracked by most of the traders to trade. Yeah. Next question is, sir, option expiry, money settlement time, sir. So basically 4:30 is what is the US which happens, and the settlement will happen at T+1. Yeah. Any plan to offer currency derivatives on BSE? Rajiv Khanna, it's work in progress, but on currencies, almost 75-80% of the volumes are on NSE, and options are pretty liquid where the market share is as is 80 to 90%. So currently we are there on NSE. But as and when the volumes liquidity increase, we'll also hop onto other exchanges. Okay. Any plan to open NCDX trading in ICICIdirect? Vivek Jeswani ji. Vivek ji, as of now, what we offer is MCX commodities, which is almost 96% of the market. And as of now, nahi agri ke andar hum nahi hai, except for few of the commodities where hamara risk parameters meet hota hai commodities ke andar. But on NCDX, as of now, no. I think we covered most of the questions. I'm very happy. It's a very nice audience. A lot of questions coming in. Very interactive session, right?
Yeah. So I request, मतलब participant, आपको जो भी queries है, please आप type करते रहिए. We will cover some the presentation, and for that again we will take the queries one by one.
Sure. And another request from my side is just subscribe to this channel. It's not only that we do webinars on commodity, currency, but there are a lot of other webinars which happen on algo trading, right? We have come out with a lot of new products on Flash. So a lot of webinars keep happening. My request is just subscribe to this channel, and you guys will get notified whenever these kind of webinars happen. So moving ahead, equity derivatives versus commodity derivatives, right? As I said, crude oil, natural gas, gold, silver, 95% of market in commodities is done, right? Whereas when you would like to trade equities, you need to track so many thousands of script, right? Or in case you say that I'll track sector, you need to see whether you need to track FMCG, you need to track IT, so on and so forth. But here you can be focused: energy, crude, natural gas, bullion, gold, silver, and 90% of market is covered. When you trade derivatives in equity, usually the contract size is between 5 lakh to 10 lakhs. But when it comes to commodity, you have a varied range of contracts, right? You have contracts ranging, which is gold mini, 5,700 rupees today to 57 lakh per kg of gold contract. So you have wide range of contracts as per your risk appetite, as per the margin available, as per your understanding of that particular commodity. You can trade any of those commodities, right? When it comes to equity, the margin requirement is close to 15 to 50% also. But when it comes to commodity, there are some indices, Bullion index, where the margin requirement is 6 to 7%, and the margins can go up to 20-30% also. So we have a Bullion index, because obviously when it's an index, Bullion index is combination of gold and silver. The risk is lesser, so margin is also lesser. Right. Another plus point that I think is the biggest plus point for commodities is the market timing. Equity markets are open from 9:15 to 3:30, but all these retail customers have a larger window to trade in commodities, which is 11:30 or 11:55 late night. And most of the volatility, most of the volumes, and great liquidity is available once the US market opens. So you can look at these markets late in the evening, and it's not that you need to sit on laptop, right? We have great apps. We have a market app. We have a super app. So on the go, while traveling, at home, right, you guys can trade any of these contracts from your mobile, right? Volatility, yeah, both markets are pretty volatile. In equities, you have 1, 2, 3 months contracts. Theoretically, in commodities, you have 12-month contracts, but pretty liquid are current month and next month contracts. Jiten, hope my slide is visible, right? I'm talking about equity derivatives versus commodity derivatives.
Yeah, definitely visible.
Yeah. Okay, great. Right. And when it comes to equity, there are a lot of things which impact the prices. It can be promoter, it can be business model, so on and so forth. But commodity markets are pretty large markets. Internationally traded commodities is what we offer at ICICI Securities. So one individual or a group of individuals may not be able to influence a gold price or a crude oil price. Right. So what I mean to say is these are more pretty transparent markets where one can trade till late night, 11:30 or 11:55 p.m. Yeah, equities also, you have a STT or a stamp duty. Same, you have a CTT, which is commodity transaction tax and stamp duty, which is applicable in commodity markets. Now, moving ahead quickly, we have understood about mini contracts, advantages of mini contracts, how I can manage my risk, how I can trade with a smaller margin in this mini futures contract. We understood what are all the commodity options which are there, right? Which is crude, natural gas, what's the lot size, how EOS happens at ICICI Securities, right? What is that one has to look into, because all this gets devolved into futures. So there's an end of settlement process which happens. And then we discussed why somebody should look at commodities also, apart from diversification. There are hordes of advantages which are there when you trade commodity derivatives, right? Moving ahead, coming to brokerage, right? We have commodity futures and options. And currently we have only one brokerage plan. Let it be a large trader, small trader, large corporate, small corporate. And the brokerage is just 20 rupees per executed order. You buy 1 kg gold, which is 57 lakhs, and sell 1 kg gold, which is 57 lakhs. So your buy sell are 2 lakhs. So your brokerage is just 40 rupees. I hope this is very clear and simple to understand. And other charges are, obviously, in futures, there's a CTT, which is 0.01% on the sell side. There's a SEBI turnover charges. Then there's the exchange transaction charges, right? And there's a GST, which is applicable. But commodity options, right? Obviously, again, here, the money which is required is very small, especially for the option buyers. You just pay the option premium when you're buying a call option or a put option, right? And here the SEBI turnover charges are pretty less. So my colleague will show a calculator on the brokerage, right? But it's pretty simple and very easy, right? It's not at all complicated. So this is about brokerage, 20 rupees per executed order. Guys, we are also there on Telegram. As my screen is there, I request you can take a scan. I don't know whether how many of you would be there on Telegram. If not, I request you to download a Telegram channel and then scan this and hop on to our ICICIdirect commodity and currency Telegram channel. We keep coming out with hordes of data here. My research colleagues post everyday research calls, right? Our report is posted there, and all these webinars that we do, like what we are doing today, is all posted there. So which will keep you updated on what's happening on commodities and currencies market. So my request is just take a scan in case you are already there on the Telegram channel, or after my presentation, I'll just paste the link in the chat so that you guys can click on that and be updated with what's happening at ICICIdirect Commodity and Currency Telegram channel. So that's all from my side that I had to share. So Jiten, over to you. I'm doing a stop share, and I request you to share the brokerage calculator and then how to trade, right? Especially these mini contracts. So over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Just I will try to keep my presentation very crisp and in English में रखने की कोशिश करूंगा मैं. Yeah. So just I am sharing my screen. मैं हमारा ICICIdirect का वेबसाइट ओपन करता हूँ और वहां पे क्या क्या फीचर्स अवेलेबल है, what the tools are available there, and then how to trade in ICICI securities through website, through mobile, वो हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. तो ये मेरा ICICIdirect का वेबसाइट है, where we have the different segment like stock, mutual fund, ETF, derivative, currency, commodity. तो मैं commodity पे क्लिक करता हूँ and I have not logged in yet in my account. So what other detail I can get here? पहले तो मैं live market related information I can get, where commodity के क्या price चल रहे, क्या chart है, I can see that. Like here I can see the gold mini contract, one of the mini contract which is there since long time. उसके अलावा अगर मुझे crude mini का rate देखना है तो I can see here crude mini is trading at 6066. Similarly natural gas mini देखना है, nat gas mini, तो I can see that also. तो उस तरीके से मैं यहाँ पे डिटेल देख सकता हूँ. एंड बिलो दैट वी हैव द ब्रोकरेज कैलकुलेटर. इन ब्रोकरेज कैलकुलेटर वी हैव लेफ्ट हैंड साइड फ्यूचर का कैलकुलेटर है, राइट हैंड साइड ऑप्शन का कैलकुलेटर है, कमोडिटी फ्यूचर, कमोडिटी ऑप्शन. तो इस कैलकुलेटर में वी कैन कंप्यूट द कॉस्ट एज वेल एज मेरा प्रॉफिट लॉस कितना होएगा, ब्रेक इवन कितना होएगा, वो हम लोग कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. बिफोर एंटरिंग इनटू ट्रेड्स इटसेल्फ, सपोज हियर इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ गोल्ड 1 kg contract. I am taking just example of gold mini contract. Yeah, so gold mini is right now trading at 57,449, and if say I am selling in a 0.5% profit, मैं आधा परसेंट के प्रॉफिट में मैं सेल करता हूँ एक लॉट, तो मेरा ट्रेड वैल्यू हो जाएगा 11,51,000 का, ब्रोकरेज हो जाएगा 40 रुपए. 40 कैसे 40? How it's 40? Because 20 rupees buy, 20 rupees sell. Then other charges like exchange transaction charge, SEBI charge, GST, CTT, stamp duty, ये सब मिला होगा, तो मेरा 152 rupees is the total charge for this gold mini contract. Gold mini is 100 gram gold contract. Now the per lot charges is 152 rupees. So to get into the break even, my commodity or my gold mini should move by 15 rupees 25 paise at favorable side. And suppose I am selling this at a 0.5% profit, I can earn the profit of rupees 2,717. So I can change the values of buy values, sell values, I can do accordingly. Just like I wanted to put it to 30 rupees. If I am selling at a 57,730, तो मेरा कितना प्रॉफिट होएगा, ये सब चीजें मैं यहाँ पे निकाल सकता हूँ. सिमिलरली राइट हैंड साइड ऑप्शंस का कैलकुलेटर है, जिसमें कि ऑप्शन में भी ब्रेक इवन से लेकर चार्जेस से लेकर टैक्सेस और प्रॉफिट लॉस हम लोग देख सकते हैं. और यहाँ पे पूरे ऑप्शन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, जस्ट लाइक हियर इज अ क्रूड ऑयल, नेचुरल गैस देखना है तो नेचुरल गैस का मुझे मैं निकाल सकता. तो सभी तरीके के मुझे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस दिख जाएंगे. ठीक है. तो दिस इज द वन थिंग आई वांटेड टू शो यू अबाउट द ब्रोकरेज कैलकुलेटर, जहाँ पे कि आप ब्रोकरेज, टैक्सेस, पर लॉट, आपके उसको लॉट को अगर बढ़ा दोगे तो आपको उसके मल्टीपल में जितने भी चार्जेस हो जाएंगे. सपोज आई एम प्लेसिंग ऑर्डर इन 4 लॉट्स, तो मेरा 4 लॉट का वैल्यू आ जाएगा. ब्रोकरेज इज फिक्स 20 रुपीज बाय 2440, बट अदर चार्जेस बढ़ के 468 हो गए, 170 रुपीज पर लॉट. इस तरीके से मैं अपना प्रॉफिट लॉस और चार्जेस निकाल सकता हूँ बिफोर इंटरिंग टू ट्रेड. आई होप दिस विल यूजफुल व्हेन यू वांटेड टू ट्राई योर कमोडिटी ट्रेडिंग. इसके पहले मैं देख लेता हूँ कुछ चैट में कोई चार्ज क्वेरीज है. या एज ऑफ नाउ तो कुछ नया क्वेरी नहीं है, बट आई रिक्वेस्ट आपको कोई भी क्वेरी है तो प्लीज टाइप इन चैट. और इसके अलावा भी आपको कोई और दूसरे टॉपिक के ऊपर भी हमारा अगर ये कोई इस टाइप के सेमिनार्स या वेबिनार्स आपको चाहिए होंगे, तो आप यहाँ पे आपको हमको सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड हमारे अगर किसी ने यूट्यूब चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो यू कैन डू दैट. तो दिस विल हेल्प अस टू गेट द एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम योर साइड कि क्या आपको चाहिए, हम अकॉर्डिंगली वो कंटेंट, वो टॉपिक आपको डिलीवर करने की कोशिश करेंगे. ठीक है, आई एम मूविंग एट। अभी हमने देख लिया कि ब्रोकरेज चार्जेस वगैरह देख लिया, यहाँ पे लाइव इंफॉर्मेशन भी है। अब मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूँ कि आप आईसी डायरेक्ट में ट्रेड कैसे कर सकते हैं। सबसे पहले ट्रेड करने के पहले अगर आपका अकाउंट है तो वेरी गुड, आप कमोडिटी कैसे इनेबल कर सकते हैं, और अकाउंट नहीं तो आपको अकाउंट खोलना पड़ेगा। लेकिन अकाउंट खोलने के बाद में आप कमोडिटी कैसे इनेबल कर सकते हैं, दैट आई वांटेड टू शो यू। तो यहाँ पे लॉगिन का बटन है। जैसे मैं लॉगिन करूंगा तो मैं आपको एक प्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू दिखा देता हूँ कि कैसे आपका यहाँ पे कमोडिटी इनेबल होएगा। तो यहाँ जब भी आप कमोडिटी में लॉगिन करोगे या वेबसाइट में लॉगिन करोगे, और जब अगर मान लो आपका कमोडिटी अकाउंट इनेबल नहीं है, तो फर्स्ट टाइम आपको 2 से 3 डिक्लेरेशन एक्सेप्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो डिक्लेरेशन में क्या क्या रहेगा कि एक तो कमोडिटी के स्टैंडर्ड टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन रहेंगी, और आपका अगर डीमैट होल्डिंग के बेसिस पे अगर आप ट्रेड करना चाहते हैं, आपका बैंक स्टेटमेंट है। क्योंकि क्या है, किसी भी डेरिवेटिव सेगमेंट में ट्रेड करने के लिए, टू ट्रेड इन एनी डेरिवेटिव सेगमेंट यू नीड टू हैव द एटलीस्ट 100 रुपीज डीमैट होल्डिंग, या आपका बैंक अकाउंट 6 महीने से पुराना होना चाहिए, या यू शुड गिव योर कंसेंट ऑफ अदर बैंक थ्रू और एग्रीगेटर चैनल। तो दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड, means you should give some financial proof that ki you are eligible to trade in derivative segment. तो सपोज यू हैव 100 रुपीज का डिमैट होल्डिंग, या हमारे साथ आपका जो अकाउंट है आईसीआईसीआई बैंक का अगर अकाउंट है और वो 6 महीने पुराना है ऐसे डायरेक्ट में, तो आपको उसका एक कंसेंट देना पड़ेगा। उसका टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन का कंसेंट आएगा, और ये देने के बाद में एक और कंसेंट आपको मैंडेटरी डिक्लेरेशन देना पड़ेगा, दैट इज ऑन कमोडिटीज की। जो कमोडिटीज में आप ट्रेड करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें आपका कैटेगरी क्या है, वेदर यू आर value chain participant, means suppose you are a processor or you are an exporter, importer or any wholesaler or stockist of that commodity, then you need to select the VCP. अगर आप किसी commodity के लिए just like कोई agriculture commodity के farmer है तो then you have to select the farmer. Otherwise बेसिकली हमारे जो मैक्सिमम, आई नो यू ऑल आर कमिंग फॉर अ ट्रेडिंग पर्पस, तो बाय डिफॉल्ट फॉर योर कन्वीनियंस यू हैव गिवन सिलेक्शन ऑन अदर्स। अदर्स पे आपको सिलेक्ट करके दिया हुआ है, यू जस्ट नीड टू click on update button. By default we have given the selection on all the commodity. Here is the list of all the commodities where you need to give the preference. So you just need to if you are not falling in any value chain participant category, या आप अगर फार्मर या ये नहीं हो, कोई ऐसे स्टॉकिस्ट या एक्सपोर्टर इंपोर्टर नहीं हो, तो आपको सिर्फ अदर्स पे बाय डिफॉल्ट सिलेक्शन है, आपको सिर्फ सबमिट करना है, अपडेट के बटन पे क्लिक करना है। नाउ व्हाट हैपेंड, वी गेट मेनी क्वेरी दैट कि सर मैंने एक कर दिया लेकिन मैं आई कैन नॉट ट्रेड, I'm getting message that your unique confirmation code is awaited from exchange। मतलब ये हम आपका अकाउंट एक्टिव नहीं हुआ था। यस, ये प्रोसेस करने के बाद में 1 वर्किंग डे लगता है, 1 वर्किंग डे नॉर्मली लगता है। और 1 वर्किंग डे के बाद में आपको एक कम्युनिकेशन भी आ जाएगा कि आपका अकाउंट एक्टिव हो गया। आप व्हाट्सएप पे कम्युनिकेशन आएगा, आपको मेल आएगा, एंड पोस्ट दैट यू कैन स्टार्ट ट्रेडिंग इन कमोडिटी सेगमेंट। तो दिस इज रिक्वायर्ड, you need to wait for a day after doing this process। तो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई वांटेड टू हाईलाइट। नाउ इसके बाद मैं वेबसाइट में लॉग इन करके बताता हूँ कि आप कैसे ट्रेड कर सकते हो और क्या क्या चीजें वहां पे इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो जस्ट गिव मी फ्यू सेकेंड। टिल द टाइम अगर कोई क्वेरी है तो मैं देख लेता हूँ, और आपको भी कुछ है तो आप प्लीज टाइप इन चैट। प्रशांति जी का कुछ क्वेश्चन आया है कि सर आईसी डायरेक्ट ऐप में ऑप्शन प्राइस अपडेट इज नॉट ग्रेट। ठीक है, तो एक बार ये सर आपका फीडबैक मैं डेफिनेटली नोट करता हूँ, और आप अगर मैं आपको अपना नंबर भी देता हूँ थोड़ी देर में, आप मुझे अगर कुछ व्हाट्सएप पे अगर कुछ भेज सकते हो तो दैट विल बी हेल्पफुल। या तो ये आईसी डायरेक्ट का वेबसाइट है। यहाँ पे लॉगिन करने के बाद में अगर कमोडिटी आपका रजिस्टर्ड हो गया तो दिस इज द पेज यू विल गेट फर्स्ट टाइम। जस्ट सेकेंड, ये मैं या तो दिस इज द होम पेज यू विल गेट फर्स्ट टाइम, जिसमें कि रिसर्च रिपोर्ट से लेकर बहुत सारी चीजें अवेलेबल है। और वहां पे आप देख सकते हैं कि यहाँ डेली कमोडिटी स्ट्रेटेजी है, देन यहाँ पे वीकली स्ट्रेटेजी है, मंथली है, और लाइव रिकमेंडेशन भी यहाँ पे मिलेगी। मैं लाइव रिकमेंडेशन दिखा देता हूँ। तो कमोडिटी के ऊपर जैसे यहाँ पे गोल्ड मिनी के ऊपर रिकमेंडेशन दिख रहा है, सिल्वर मिनी के ऊपर रिकमेंडेशन दिख रहा है, तो ये रिकमेंडेशन आप यूज कर सकते हो आपके डेली ट्रेडिंग के लिए। तो दीज आर द रिकमेंडेशन यू कैन रिफर फ्रॉम आई क्लिक टू गेन पेज। ना उसके अलावा और क्या क्या है यहाँ पे, जो अगर आपको और कमोडिटी मार्केट के बारे में अगर डिटेल इंफॉर्मेशन चाहिए तो यू कैन refer this presentation available in this section. You can get more detail about the commodity market, how it's working, which are the options are there, which are the futures are there, what is the contract specification, other detail, various detail is available under this presentation. You can download this presentation or view it online. So this all information is available here. Now one or two more important thing I wanted to show you, like margin calculator. We got a few queries that ki आप मार्जिन कितना लगेगा अगर मुझे किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में, स्पैन का बेनिफिट मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा। तो जस्ट लाइक हियर आई कैन सी, यहाँ पे मैंने मार्जिन कैलकुलेटर पे क्लिक किया है। यहाँ पे फॉर एग्जांपल क्रूड मिनी का मैं मार्जिन देखना चाहता हूँ, तो क्रूड EMI इज द कोड। और मैं एक आपको कोड्स भी कहाँ पे देखते वो भी बताऊंगा थोड़ी देर में, कि देयर वाज वन क्वेश्चन ऑन कि कैसे मैं कोड्स फाइंड आउट करूँ, क्योंकि डेफिनेटली वेबसाइट से या हमारे ओल्ड ऐप से आप ट्रेड करते हो तो देन यू नीड टू हैव those codes, but you can type the name of the commodity also, automatically code will appear, but still I will show you the code. तो यहाँ पे क्रूड मिनी का CRUD EMI मैंने कोड डाला। 19 अप्रैल is the nearest expiry for this crude mini contract, rate is trading around 5862। तो what is the margin required for one lot? तो यहाँ पे one lot के लिए margin is required, that is 19,400 rupees। ऑलमोस्ट इस 58,000 59,000 के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के लिए ऑलमोस्ट 19,400 का मार्जिन इज रिक्वायर्ड। तो 19,000 is the some 19,418 is the margin, initial margin, and 18,891 is the minimum margin. You always need to maintain this minimum margin, because of any reason, suppose your position is lost, so your notional loss will be deducted from your initial margin, total margin, and after deducting that loss, your margin should not be less than the minimum margin. अगर वैसा होता है तो आपका पोजीशन कट सकता है। तो यू ऑलवेज कीप द एक्स्ट्रा मार्जिन कमोडिटी, बिकॉज कमोडिटीज आर लिटिल बिट वोलेटाइल। अनदर रीजन व्हाई योर मार्जिन कैन बिकम अ शॉर्ट, बिकॉज एक्सचेंज हैज इंक्रीज द मार्जिन। तो देयर आर कमोडिटीज लाइक क्रूड ऑयल where in last 5 days additional 5% pre-expiry margin is required on daily basis. So suppose right now today's margin is 20%, so in last 5 days it will get increased to 25, 30, 35, 40 and 45%. So another 25% margin get added in last 5 days. So you need to always maintain that sufficient extra margin also. So I request, whenever you are trading in any commodity, just keep extra margin in commodity segment. We get many query that कि सर मेरे बैंक में लाख रुपए पड़ा था, आपने मार्जिन कम दिया तो वहां से क्यों नहीं उठाया, मेरे इक्विटी सेगमेंट में पैसा पड़ा था आपने वहां से क्यों नहीं उठाया। तो we take the margin only from commodity segment, because in bank you might have kept that fund for your some EMI or any other purpose, or in other segment you wanted to safeguard your other segment position like equity and cryptocurrency. So that's why we want the clear margin, free margin in commodity segment, extra margin. ओके, सो दिस इज अबाउट मार्जिन। जस्ट मैं एक आपको और एक जो स्पैन का बेनिफिट कैसे मिलता है वो एक दिखा देता हूँ। सपोज मैंने क्रूड ऑयल का फ्यूचर अगर लेता हूँ वन लॉट, तो मार्जिन इज रिक्वायर्ड इज 2.5 लाख रुपीज। लेकिन मैं उसी का एक ऑप्शन अगर एक मैं पुट बाय कॉल सेल कर देता हूँ, फॉर एग्जांपल 6,000 का सपोज मैं कॉल सेल कर देता हूँ, तो वी विल सी द हाउ मच मार्जिन इज रिक्वायर्ड। तो टोटल मार्जिन 2 lakh plus 250 is 493, but when I am taking this span hedge position, so that time I require only 2,74,000 is the margin. So 1,80,000 का अप्रोक्स मुझे मार्जिन बेनिफिट मिल रहा है। So that I wanted to show you. So before entering into any trade, you can compute, you can check the margin required for that particular trade or particular position through our margin calculator available on website. So this is very important thing. Now the second thing which I wanted to show you, आपके commodity के codes क्या है। So here is the list, commodity list menu is there at the last. I am clicking there, so I can see all the commodities here, वेयर द कमोडिटीज का नाम क्या है, मतलब एक्सचेंज में क्या कोड है वो दिख रहा है यहाँ पे। और उसके बाद में यहाँ पे इस कमोडिटी का हमारे यहाँ कोड क्या है ये आपको पहले कॉलम में दिखेगा। फॉर एग्जांपल नेचुरल गैस के लिए नेट गैस इज द कोड, या नेचुरल गैस मिनी के लिए NATGMI इज द कोड। तो इस तरीके से हम लोग यहाँ पे कोड देख सकते हैं, और यहीं से आपको अगेन व्यू मार्जिन के बटन है, यू कैन कंप्यूट द मार्जिन एंड कैन रिडायरेक्ट टू मार्जिन कैलकुलेटर पेज। तो ये और इसके लॉट साइज भी यहाँ पे अवेलेबल। तो इन कंप्लीट लिस्ट ऑफ कमोडिटीज इज अवेलेबल हियर। ये फ्यूचर की लिस्ट है, ये ऑप्शन की लिस्ट है, यहाँ पे सब चीजों की लिस्ट आपको अवेलेबल है। I hope this will help you to understand how to check margin, आपके कोड्स क्या है, तो ये देखने में आपको हेल्प होगा। मैं एक बार यूट्यूब के लाइव चैट में नजर घुमा लूँ अगर कोई क्वेरीज है तो। ओके, I think Ramesh sir is answering the queries in chat itself. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ramesh sir. तो आई एम मूविंग टू द अगेन, जस्ट एक मैं ऑर्डर प्लेसमेंट का आपको बता दूं। यहाँ से अगर ऑर्डर प्लेस करना है तो कैसे करते हैं, प्लेस ऑर्डर पे जा सकते हो, या यहाँ माई वॉच लिस्ट है, माई वॉच लिस्ट से भी आप कोई भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सर्च करके आप यू कैन प्लेस ऑर्डर, यू कैन सी द चार्ट और यहाँ से ऑर्डर डाल सकते हो। जैसे मेरे यहाँ पे कुछ सेव करके रखा है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, या मैं यहाँ पे सर्च कर लेता हूँ क्रूड मिनी 19 अप्रैल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। मुझे चार्ट देखना है तो राइट हैंड साइड आई कैन सी द चार्ट, और मार्केट डेप्थ उसका देखना है तो आई कैन सी दैट। क्या मेरा ये क्रूड मिनी का चार्ट आ गया। मुझे क्रूड चार्ट में से बाय सेल करना है तो मैं ये भी कर सकता हूँ, यहाँ से चार्ट में से बाय सेल कर सकता है, या यहाँ पे भी मुझे बाय और सेल की बटन है, यहाँ पे बाय सेल करके मैं ऑर्डर डाल सकता हूँ। जस्ट क्वांटिटी डाल दूंगा मैं, लिमिट प्राइस जो भी डालना है वो डाल दूंगा, तो मेरा ऑर्डर अगर सफिशिएंट मार्जिन है तो चले जाएगा। इस तरीके से मैं यहाँ से ऑर्डर प्लेसमेंट भी कर सकता हूँ। दूसरा ऑर्डर प्लेसमेंट का तरीका है कि यहाँ पे मैं प्लेस ऑर्डर पे क्लिक करूँ, और प्लेस ऑर्डर पे क्लिक करके जैसे मैं कमोडिटी पे गया, प्लेस ऑर्डर किया, देन यहाँ पे अगर फ्यूचर ऑप्शन जिसमें भी मुझे ऑर्डर डालना, फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे क्रूड मिनी में ऑर्डर डालना है तो क्रूड MI डाल दिया। उसके बाद मैं सिलेक्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर दिया, तो आई हैव दिस अप्रैल मई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, बाय पे क्लिक किया, देन सपोज वन लॉट आई वांटेड टू परचेस, यहाँ पे एक लॉट डाल दिया जिसका कि 10 लॉट साइज है। प्राइस सपोज आई वांट टू परचेस एट 5850, तो मैं यहाँ पे प्राइस डाल के बाय करके ये कर दूंगा, तो मेरा ऑर्डर इस तरीके से मैं डाल सकता हूँ। तो ये प्रोसेस हो गया वेबसाइट के थ्रू ऑर्डर डालने का। अभी मैं मूव करता हूँ आपको मोबाइल ऐप पे, जो कि हमारा न्यू जनरेशन मार्केट्स ऐप है। तो जस्ट गिव मी ए फ्यू सेकेंड्स, आई एम जस्ट मूविंग टू द मोबाइल ऐप। जस्ट टिल टाइम आपका कोई क्वेरी है तो आप चैट में डालिए, कोई आप और नया टॉपिक आप सजेस्ट करना चाहते हैं तो वो भी प्लीज कर सकते हैं।
Sure. And I've been answering as much as possible on the questions till Jiten connects his markets app. There have been a few questions on nomination. Yes, 31st is the last date for nomination, and I've just put in the chat box कि कैसे आप कर सकते हो। लॉगिन कीजिए, सेटिंग्स पे जाइए, सेटिंग्स इज द राइट हैंड साइड में आपको you'll have a wheel वाला सिग्नल symbol. From there go to trading nominee and then you can nominate there. And there are some more questions. I suggest you can these questions are all taken, but I'm trying to answer as much as possible on the commodities side. But if there are any other questions also, making a note, and I'll just put it across to my other counterparts or colleagues on this.
Yeah. So just I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Once my screen is visible, just let me know. I think my mobile screen is visible, sir.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So I am into the Markets app, where in Markets app you can also create your own watch list. Just like I have created here, I have the crude oil mini or natural gas mini or aluminum mini or other commodity contracts here. So you can add, just like suppose you wanted to search in any commodity contract. So just I am searching here crude oil mini. So we have the April as well as May contract. I have already added April. I wanted to add May contract, or I want to see the May contract. Is the May contract detail, where I can see the top 5 bid offer and what is the high, low, all other details like how many lots are traded today. So somebody was asking about the volume or liquidity in this contract. So just I am going back to the future, this current month contract, April contract, where you can see today the 12,400 plus lot of volume in this particular crude mini contracts. So definitely liquidity has started, specifically in crude, natural gas and gold mini contract. The liquidity is very good, and few contracts just like Ramesh mentioned, silver micro जिसमें कि सबसे ज्यादा लिक्विडिटी है, या गोल्ड सबसे ज्यादा ट्रेड करते हैं लोग, और जैसे कि गोल्ड मिनी भी है एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जिसमें कि बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेड होता है, और रिसेंटली लॉन्च क्रूड मिनी या नेचुरल गैस मिनी, इसमें भी अच्छा लिक्विडिटी है। तो अभी इसमें बाय सेल कैसे करने का, तो यहाँ पे ऊपर में आपको बाय सेल का बटन दिया है, बाय पे क्लिक किया, तो यहाँ पे मुझे दिख जाएगा कि मुझे कितना क्या प्राइस चल रहा है। 5873 इज द प्राइस। 1 लॉट 2 लॉट मुझे बाय सेल करना था, प्लस माइनस इमीडिएटली कर सकता। मुझे मार्जिन देखना है, सपोज आई वांटेड टू सी द मार्जिन ऑफ 1 लॉट अगेन हियर, तो यहाँ पे अगेन व्यू मार्जिन का बटन है, click on view margin, so you will get here the order margin per lot margin is 19,420 rupees required. So that is also visible, can be seen here, can be checked here. यहाँ से आप मार्जिन भी देख सकते हो। अभी अगर मान लो मुझे ये ऑर्डर डालना है 5840 पे, तो मैं यहाँ पे बाय पे क्लिक करूंगा, स्वाइप करूंगा, फंड ऐड करूंगा, फंड ऐड करने के बाद मेरा ऑर्डर चले जाएगा। तो इस तरीके से मैं यहाँ पे भी ऑर्डर डाल सकता हूँ और देख यहाँ से स्मूथली विद इन अ फ्यू क्लिक्स ऑर्डर देख सकता हूँ। लेकिन मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है ये ऐप का, कि यहाँ पे आप आपकी वॉच रेट बना के आपके उसके लाइव प्राइस यहाँ पे आपको दिखते रहेंगे। जो भी प्राइस ऊपर नीचे हो रहे हैं वो सब लाइव प्राइसेस देखते रहेंगे, रेट ऑटो रिफ्रेश होते रहेंगे। तो ये एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है जो आप इस मोबाइल ऐप में देख सकते हैं। So this is all from my side on how to trade in commodity segment through app, through website. अगर कोई query है तो आप chat में डालिए। I think we can move to the research section. Ramesh sir, can we move to research section or anything you wanted to cover additionally from app?
Jiten, that's fine. I think we have been answering. You covered the most what was required. Yeah, somebody was saying on streaming of option price. Recommendation is hop onto this markets app or a super app. Both are pretty fast, and you also have an option chain from where you can click and you'll be able to place orders also. So that's what I wanted to.
तो इस स्क्रीन पे मैं दिखा रहा हूँ जैसे क्रूड ऑयल का 6000 कॉल ऑप्शन इज ऑटो रिफ्रेशिंग, प्राइस आर ऑटो चेंजिंग। तो होपफुली दिस ऐप विल हेल्प देम, बट इन केस कोई सजेशन है तो डेफिनेटली वी विल लुक एट।
Yes. Yeah.
So Rishikesh, over to you. I am unsharing my screen. You can start with your views on the research.
Okay, Jitendra. Thank you very much. So hello everyone, good afternoon. And as our today's session is specifically on crude oil and natural gas, so I would like to start with crude oil. So crude oil prices are currently trading at 3 months low levels as the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank raised fears of a fresh financial crisis, which actually hampered the crude oil demand. Further, we have also seen that crude oil prices were pressurized as the Energy Information Administration said US shale crude oil production is expected to rise in April to its highest levels since December 2019. And going forward, we expect crude oil prices are likely to trade with a negative bias for the coming weeks due to rising fears that the global economy may go into recession, which may eventually dent demand for crude oil prices and crude oil. MC crude oil prices are likely to drop further till 5700 level, and after touching this level, it may rebound back till 5900 levels. And if we talk about MCX natural gas prices, they are likely to trade in upward trend and touch 230 level as long as it sustains above this above the key support level of 202. Now let's see what happened in bullions. In bullions, we will start with gold. Gold prices rose nearly 5% in past few days after regulators seized 2 US regional banks, which raised fears of a fresh financial crisis in the US, and that eventually increased the demand for the safe haven bullions. एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि whenever ऐसे कोई फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस या फिर ग्लोबल इकोनॉमिक स्लो डाउन की अगर हम बात करते हैं, तो उस टाइम पे जो हमारे इन्वेस्टर्स हैं वो जो भी रिस्कियर एसेट्स हैं वहां से अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट्स निकाल के सारे सेफ हेवन जैसे कि हमारा गोल्ड, सिल्वर, इनके अंदर अपनी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स जो है इन्वेस्ट करना चालू कर देते हैं. प्लस वी हैव ऑल्सो सीन अ शार्प ड्रॉप इन US 10-year treasury yields, which actually supported the gold prices. And we have also seen that the US unemployment rate actually jumped from 3.4% to 3.6%, which raised expectations that the US Fed may slow its policy tightening cycle soon. Going forward, we expect gold to continue its upward trend amid rising concerns over a global economic slowdown and expectations that the Federal Reserve will increase its interest rates by only 25 basis points in its coming meeting. And the coming meeting is on next week, on 21st March. So yeah, of course, the main focus will remain on the Fed meeting minutes. If we talk about MCX gold prices, we suggest buy on dip strategy. like 57,000 is a good level to start buying gold, and we may see gold prices to reach 58,800 levels in the coming weeks. And if we talk about MCX silver prices, they are likely to move in upward trend, and they are likely to trade towards the level of 69,000. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much. Over to you, Jitendra.
Yeah, thank you, Rishikesh, for very quick and brief view on commodities. I think if you have any further queries, we can take. Otherwise, I request all the participants, you can type in chat in case you have any further query on the research side or product size or trading perspective. आपको कोई भी query है, कोई भी आपको सुझाव है, तो you can just type in chat. We can wait for I think couple of minutes, sir. Again,
and we can.
Yeah,
we can. It's 4:56. We had budgeted 1 hour, so we can wait for a few minutes.
Yeah,
I know you audience have been really great, awesome, nice questions, quality questions, great questions, right? My only hope is this session should help you to become a better trader.
तो आई थिंक फ्यू क्वेश्चन, मतलब एक क्वेश्चन जो दिखा कि मुझे स्ट्रेटेजी बिल्डर के ऊपर आपने ऑलरेडी रिस्पॉन्ड किया उसको, बट जस्ट वी वांटेड टू इन्फॉर्म दैट कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू मेक इट बेटर एंड बेटर ऑल आवर प्रोडक्ट्स, and we are coming out with a few tools like flash trade, easy options, or again we will consider we are working on a strategy builder kind of option chain. All these things are coming, but very soon we will be live with the first share as margin for commodities. So that will be the one added advantage for our customers. Definitely, but if you have again any suggestion about the products, anything, so definitely we will help.
Yeah. प्रकाश जी का एक क्वेश्चन है, वेरी सेज प्लीज शेयर द टेलीग्राम चैनल. प्रकाश जी थोड़ा सा ऊपर स्क्रॉल करेंगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा. You can find against my name Ramesh Warkhedkar. I have pasted the Telegram channel link. Please click above link. Okay, ये लिंक दिखाई नहीं दे रहा है. What I'm pasting here. How do we go about?
I will try to find one second, sir.
Yeah. Or let me just open my Telegram channel here and share with you all so that you can click directly from there. Can I share my screen, Jiten? Is that okay?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Let me know once my screen is visible, my Telegram channel.
Yes, sir, visible.
Yeah, so this is what is my Telegram channel, and these are the things that we keep posting, right? I request you all to hop onto this channel, which is ICICIdirect, currency and commodity. Yeah, I'll see if at all I can. Yeah, this is the link, right? How do I get the barcode here? Okay, I think I'm on this screen, and this is what it is: ICICIdirect, currency and commodity. I request you to go to the channel and then click on that. So there are a lot of things that we post here. We have a everyday podcast. We talk about what all webinars which are happening, right? And there's a great content, and also sometimes there are calls, research strategies which are there. You can look at this, and my belief is this will help you to become a better trader. ICICIdirect, continuation, currency and commodities.
So additionally, I have posted the link in our YouTube chat also. So anybody, if you want, you can refer that link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rajesh Khanna has asked one query on how is the MCX converting crude into rupees. I think he wanted to understand that the rates in dollar, just like it is trading right now, the 78 or 80 barrels, how we can convert it into rupee.
Yeah, Rajiv Khanna ji, even though apna currency ka market OTC gets closed by 3:30 and exchange gets closed by 5 o'clock. I had one of my friend who had asked some question, Arpit Chandana, right, who's from Reuters. So Reuters keep publishing this price. There's a price which keeps going on, and India market is open for 23 hours. So there's a multiplier which happens, and that's how the crude oil prices are disseminated as per demand and supply. So there's a backend price which is there, which Reuters gives. So there's a calculation which happens, and that's how you see the prices. I hope I answered your question. OTC 3:30 बजे बंद होता है, NSE 5 बजे बंद हो जाता है, but there is a price which keeps getting updated on Reuters, and that's taken as a reference for the calculation. Jitin, I think you have pasted, but I think link paste नहीं हो रहा है अपना YouTube के अंदर. That's fine, but anyway, I've just shared it and I've said that ICICIdirect, Commodity and Currencies, what is the Telegram channel. So great, I know it's 5 o'clock, dot 5 o'clock. We had a 1 hour of interaction. Guys, if at all you like this session, please do like, right? If at all you want any improvements, please do type in the chat box. We'll take it up, and we do these webinars on a monthly basis. So today we didn't cover much on basics of commodities because we keep doing it every month. My request is hop on to the YouTube other videos that we have done on the webinar, right? And you can look at all those basics of commodities, how to trade commodities, currencies, they're all available. But today our focus was more on the new launch of mini contracts with a smaller capital, how our traders can trade mini contracts, option contracts. Just wanted to highlight on the EOS also, reiterate on how EOS works at ICICI. So that's what was the whole objective. And thank you to all my colleagues. Thanks, Jitain. Thank you, Rishikesh. Your insights were useful. As Rishikesh mentioned, please go to iClick to Gain. Keep looking at those calls. Rishikesh and team keeps coming out with the research calls, recommendations on all these commodities. Hope that will help you to make better trade decisions, right? Thank you all. Thanks one and all for joining this session. Hope it was useful. Again, I'm asking that. So please do like it, right? And please do subscribe our channel for regular updates, other webinars also, which will help you to be a better trader. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Dhanyawad.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And please suggest if any other topics you wanted to cover. We will try to cover it in our next upcoming sessions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from ICICIdirect.